course.
And the fact that it reached a stage where even, my father had wanted to step down and allow somebody else to come in. I think those were signs that things were not really, and that was a watershed moment, that Mansa Konko declaration to step down. I think from then on, it was just a matter of time. And I was here when the events took place in '94. And if you read my dad's book, Kerawa, you'll see that I was at the Radville farm when the events took place, the July 22nd coup. And on the 21st, there was no idea of who was behind the coup. On the 22nd, the council was named. And when I heard that the chairman was Lieutenant General Jammeh.
Who you knew well before the coup?
Absolutely. I actually laughed.
Why did you laugh?
Because I laughed and I told my cousin. I said, anyway, I told him, look, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the guys.
Just an inside affair.
I said, these guys are professionals.
Absolutely.
They're professional soldiers. And especially, who used to call Kanilai at State House, amongst the kids. So I told him, look, I'm not bothered. And I went out that same day. I can remember I was on Keraba Avenue, and there's a prominent lawyer who was driving past, and he saw me standing there. And he must have been thinking, what is this guy doing here?
You think that you were a lunatic.
I met up with Edward Singate and Peter somewhere. And, we were just starting chatting, and it was as if, and that's the beauty of it. Of course, the concept of Sun Tzu is to win without fighting.
And they did win without fighting.
They beat the system without fighting, and that says a lot.
Then there was a need for the system to be washed away. Let's use the word washed away metaphorically here. The system has to go away.
Well, it's a natural process of life that we need to review things, and sometimes these changes are done in unorthodox ways. But the fact is, other countries have tried it, and we saw what happened there. And it could have gone the other way in Gambia as well, but it didn't. Like I said, I laughed at it because I knew that these guys were professionals. And the Gambia has a small military force, but I believe we are one of the most professional soldiers in any country in this world. And that's a testament of that.
You've written almost everything that the Jammeh administration has done from 1994 to 2012. You've cited all the development projects. Among them, what will you cite as the most important development project under President Jammeh?
That's a tough one.
This is the interview.
Yeah, I would say the University of the Gambia, because I know the value of university education. And given the fact that it had been, studies had been done where the conclusion was that it wasn't viable to have a university in the Gambia, at least not for the next few years anyway. Now, that is fine, but if you're someone who can't afford to go out to the US or anywhere else to get a university degree, you don't want to hear that. And I was fortunate enough to be given a university education, right? And it's pleasing that shortly after taking over, that the new establishment set about to set up a university, despite all the odds and despite everything that was said about setting up a university. They actually did it. And I have worked with people who graduated from the university. I mean, at the bank, in agriculture, and these are sound people. They've had a sound university education, and they can hold their own anywhere in the world. So I think that alone is a feat that is worth applauding, because a lot of people have the opportunity today to have a university education that they would not have had. Yeah.
Let me take you to the area of health, which is so important, because somebody who's not healthy cannot go to school, cannot go to the university, cannot go to work. How successful has the Jammeh administration been in the area of health?
We've seen the hospitals that have been built. We've seen the university having a medical school. We've seen the clinics, the ambulances that have been purchased. So a lot has been done in that.
Access to health itself.
Access to health itself.
The meager sum you pay to get health, to access health, of course.
A lot of strides have been done in that. But I guess, well, the one that we can't really dodge is the
university.
No, the treatment program.
Oh, of course.
Because
the alternative treatment program.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there are people who claim it doesn't work, but then again, if you read the book, you will see prominent medical practitioners actually congratulating the president on his work in the treatment program, especially the treatment of HIV/AIDS. So I think that alone, again, is another feat. And given the people who've gone through the treatment and who've come out and thanked him for
having been
cured, well, so who is anyone to jump up and dispute that? I mean, Dr. Mbow, who is the Director General of the treatment program, delivered my first child. And I believe he's a competent doctor. And I believe in what he says. So if he says that this has happened, it's been done, it's been cured, tests have been shown, results have been shown, so that's good enough for me. So I think that is a feat. I mean, right now we've seen in the media in the last year or so, or the last few weeks, that cures for HIV have been found and all this stuff. So it wasn't such a big mystery after all.
Very well. I must also add there that apart from the HIV/AIDS, there was the infertility treatment program, which has, of course, gave rise to women who were deemed barren to have children. And of course, well, let me take you now to where you also slightly touched on, that is education. Achievements in this sector has put the Gambia among a few African countries on the Fast Track Initiative program, which is being led by the World Bank. What, in your opinion, gave rise to this achievement?
I believe the tangible results. I mean, if you read the book, you'll see the figures for enrollment in lower basic schools, upper basic. I think in 2005 there was 76% enrollment in the LBS. That's one aspect. Another aspect too is the management of the funds. I think the donors were quite pleased with the governance structure and the judicious way that the funds were utilized, and which gave them confidence every year to increase the disbursements to the FTI. So that's a credit to His Excellency and the Ministry of Education.
All right, agriculture. This is, well, the President himself says that he is the Super Minister of Agriculture, even wherein he has a Minister of Agriculture, but he puts agriculture close to his heart. And today we have seen some calls out there, go back to the land, eat what we grow what we eat, and stuff like that. In your book, Development Projects of the Jammeh Administration, you really delved well into agriculture. Let's look at what you have in your From where we sit now, how would you deem agriculture? You work at the agriculture ministry.